not trying to die so you can
I'm
get
telling you, man.
some virtual pussy.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We're changing our name, by the way. We changed our name.
Yeah, this is the beta test for the name. We're gonna call it the Otaku Junkies Review.
All right.
So we're gonna review some anime. We're gonna talk about I'm Silent. This is Bill, as always.
As always, here.
Josh is on assignment. He's cooking up some pretty cool content for us that I can't wait. I have this weird fear that I'm like not in like the frame of the camera, but hopefully I am. If not, we'll check it. We'll just have to re-record everything. So yeah, we're talking about what are we talking about?
SAO, man. SAO.
SAO 1.
Yeah, 1 because somebody, didn't watch the other
Somebody
second
didn't
season.
pay attention to the Discord and say, oh yeah, they are talking about just watching 1.
Whatever. Season 2 was better too.
None of it's better, and I'm on the fence.
Look, I like SAO.
I like SAO too. I'm not going to be an apologist. Obviously I like SAO. I got the thing behind me, but it's. Let's just get into it. We'll
All right, Sword Art Online is based on a video game that
it's an isekai for Isekai Month.
For Isekai Month, where people get trapped in a video game.
By the way, happy year that SAO launches.
Holy shit.
Yeah, December 2022 is when the game launches.
Jesus.
Get ready to get trapped. No, that's not gonna happen.
That shit would happen.
I'm half expecting. I don't know when SAO Progressive is coming out. That's the movie about Asuna, but I'm half assuming they're gonna do something this year because it's like the 10-year anniversary for it, and
well, they are coming out with another season of it.
Yeah.
So,
but I mean, they'd have to do something big. It's the 10-year anniversary since SAO, and then the anime launched, and then it's the year that the game launched itself. So,
all right, with this anime, there are people playing a virtual game, get sent to the virtual world, and then get trapped.
Isekai.
Life and death situation for real shit in a video game.
If you die in the game, you die in the real world.
Now, how would you deal with that? Like, you play video games. You just like, oh, yeah, I died. I can respawn. But if shit got real and you really were trapped in a video game, how would you feel about that?
Easy. I would just hide for months on end until the game's beaten. I mean, why am I going to go out of here? No, I'm kidding. I would probably play the game.
You have to play the game. It's like, holy shit, you're waiting your whole life to actually be the character in the game.
At some point, the FBI and the CIA are going to be like, yeah, boss, no. And shut the whole thing down and get everybody out. But if we're going with the SAO, Isekai, scenario, I would probably play the game. I would probably honestly grind day in and day out until I'm like the strongest character in the game. I'm going to run not a Knights of the Blood Oath, but probably some kind of hardcore like raiding guild, like how games are.
Right.
And probably like trained up all the players at one time. Like we're all training day in and day out. You are not. There's no getting married. There's none of this.
Hey, if you find something in that world,
Yeah, that's fine. But I'm not trying to die because you're trying to get some non-existent pussy.
I mean, well, it exists, but none.
It exists, but it's not real. All right, like I'm not trying to die so you can get some virtual pussy.
I'm straight up heavy armor, dual wield, freaking two-handed sword going.
Well, you know what? All right, so we'll get into why he can dual wield later. So the show follows the main character, our protagonist, Kazuto Kiriga, also going by Kirito as his screen name. He beta tested the game.
1 of 1,000, wasn't it?
Yeah, 1 of 1,000. Yes, he was one of the very, very few, and he was the best beta tester in the game. He made it to floors that the other beta testers didn't.
Yeah, I forgot what floor. Wasn't it like
8. He made it to floor 8. Yeah, by himself.
Yeah, that's not bad.
And he ends up meeting Klein, one of the side characters of the show, one of my favorite characters. And he's training him how to play SAO. They go to log out on the first day. The log out button's not there. Akihiko Kaiba goes, "You guys are trapped in the game. So good luck." By the way, if you die, you die. And everyone's like freaking out. You get shots of the other side characters, Asuna, Elizabeth, and Silica.
Igneo.
And Ego, Ego's in that first shot.
Can't forget him. He's one of the best.
He's the best character.
You can't forget
I'm
about
just
that
so
dude.
sad though. Like he comes in the second episode, he's like, "Hey y'all, the beta testers were handing out these players. He was so cool.
Yeah.
And then they did nothing with him.
They really didn't. They slept on him.
They did. Except for like right up at the end, and we'll get to that. But except for right up at the end, he just they did nothing with him. They whiffed.
Well,
with him.
he was a shop owner.
He was.
He ran like.
But
the
you
shops
could
and
have
everything.
well, because they said later, if you remember at the end, Kirito was like, I know you spent all your money helping the mid-level
Low-level, the
players,
newbies,
the
yep.
newbies to level up higher so they can come join the assault team. But then you have Asuna Yuki, who is waifu number 1. We get introduced to it in episode 2. Silica, which is the token lolly, you get introduced to her in level well. In
episode like 3 or 4.
5 or 6.
5, 6. Okay.
Yeah. Because
right. Episode 1. Episode 2 is when he became a beater.
Yeah, we'll talk about everything episode to episode. Then
Lisbeth
in episode 7, and then so on and so forth. Yui, the Moonlit Black Cats with Sachi and the other guy.
Right.
If you watch the abridged, then Sachi, the other guy who I can't remember, and the two other NPCs, or the 3 other NPCs, we gotta find my family.
Oh God,
it's so funny, dude. But yeah, this show, I love this show. All right, I've been a fan of this show for years, and I have struggled with the duality of hating while also loving this show. And I watched the first episode and I was like, this is kind of bad.
But you got to do the 3-episode test. You can't just go for 1 episode.
Well, this is my second
going.
watch through, so you got to remember, it's the same thing with Madoka Magica. Right. Like, I'm finding points that this is just stupid.
Right.
It wasn't until the end of the second episode when I heard that ending that a wave of nostalgia punched me in the face and was like, you like the show now, don't you? And I was like, no, I don't want to.
That's how it gets sometimes. Like you like the first episode, like, man, this sucks. What am I? All right. Oh shit. Okay. You got me. I'm hooked now. I gotta keep it going.
But since we're in Isekai month, it wasn't like that for me for Shield Hero. I mean, other than the fact it was a 47-minute first episode, like I was like, oh crap, like this is good.
Yeah, the first episode kind of did bomb. I ain't gonna lie.
That first
but the second episode picked up.
No, the first episode of Shield Hero, I was hooked. I was like, yo, like blaming him for this and that and doing all this stuff. Like, yo.
Yeah. But it started picking up. For me, the 3-episode test still applies. And as soon as this 3rd episode kicks, I was still hooked. So,
I mean, it's like.
It's a hit and miss because some people still do the 5-episode test.
Yeah. And it's like.
Which is reliable.
It's like this. And I turned my mic down a bit because you were kind of picking up in it, but it's like this. The 3-episode test for this show, like this show moves at such a breakneck pace that you have no time to process anything for the 3-episode test. Like episode 1, they get trapped in the game, and you're like, okay, whatever, that's fine. I don't care.
Right.
Episode 2, they go up, and you meet Asuna, and you get introduced to the love interest, and you're like, okay, well, this is cool. Episode 3, he joins the guild. You meet the new love interest. They kind of have their own little relationship going on. And then she dies. And
my dude's a Mac. My dude's a Mac. He just gets all the fucking...
Well, it's an isekai. It's going to be part
this fucking dude. Poor Klein can't get nobody. This fucking dude gets everybody.
He does. And then episode 4, he tries to get her back. And then episode 5, we're like, oh, here's Silica. And I get like, Kirito is like months removed from this.
Right.
But we, as the audience, are not months removed from this.
No. We're just actually like, oh shit, like, this just happened.
This just happened.
Now,
I need time to process it. And that's my problem with Kirito as a character, is that we don't get to ever see him process this.
Nah, we don't.
He breaks down in the Christmas episode when he gets the message from Sachi, and then they just move on. And I'm like, I would like to have seen that. Like,
you want the dramatic. You want the heartfelt kind of shit to progress a couple episodes before he gets all cool.
Yeah, because then and then I'm gonna skip ahead a couple episodes. They do the Grimlock, Sherlock Holmes episode. Asuna, I really like that. And then Asuna is kind of like, you know what? I really do have a thing for him. I'm gonna hang out with him more, and I kind of want to leave my guild. He fights, Heathcliff, aka Kaiba, who cheats with his admin privileges, which you don't find out until like the last episode of Aincrad. He cheats. He comes in. They have Kirito has to join the guild. and then he literally has to kill a guy to save him and Asuna's life. And yet again, we don't get to deal with that. We don't get to see him deal with that trauma.
No,
He just literally took a real person's life.
Well, you don't see him really deal with the drama until he gets back to like the real world.
He doesn't deal with the trauma really of killing him. When he gets back to the real world, he's still thinking like the game. Because remember when he was having that kendo battle with Sugu?
He tried to put the sword back.
He was like, well, when he was talking, he was like, well, if I apply this sword skill to this thing, I can do this. And it's like, but then it's like, okay, he kills the guy. Okay, well, Asuna, let's get married and just hide out in the woods for a couple of days. Okay, now we've adopted this child. Okay, now she's dead. And now we have to beat the game.
Yeah, it doesn't really. The thing is, I do like this anime. But like you say, it does slack of not like continuing like the hardship of the drama that happens. Like it goes right to a drama scene and then next episode they just leave it alone.
They don't develop Kazuto's character at all either.
No, yeah.
He's just like this blank slate. He's a Mary Sue. Like, and then he gets to the episode where he's like, oh, I can dual wield. And everyone's like, well, how come you got that skill? And it's just because he has the best connection to the server. That's literally it. So, like, his hospital room is like 3 feet closer to whatever the SAO servers were, I guess. Like,
we said, screw it, I'm cheating.
Well, it's like, and then the whole beater thing. Like, it's like, I get why they're mad because you would think, any rational human being would think, like, how come these beta testers didn't know this was going to happen? And it's like, well,
how the fuck am I supposed to know I'm getting stuck in a video game and my life is legit on the line? I just tested the fucking thing. It wasn't even out legit. I just tested to see if everything was on port. I didn't say, hey, look, why didn't you trap us in the game and let us die before you let everybody else get killed? What the hell?
Exactly. And it's like, well, and the other thing is, right, like the only character in that entire show, the only characters, like 3, in that entire show that have any character progression are Silica by that one episode. Because you literally see her in that one episode, and then you don't see her again until the end of the show.
True.
Lisbeth and Asuna. That's it. Those are the only 3 characters that get any kind of character progression. Asuna realizes that she has to enjoy her life in this game because they don't know how long they're going to be trapped in this game. And she wants to make the most of her life with Kirito. Lisbeth is like, I've fallen in love with this guy and I have to get over him. And now it's this thing where, I have to work with him, but I'm still in love with him.
Awkward.
Yeah. And then Silica's like, you know what? He's taught me to grow more as a person. I'm not this weak person anymore.
Well, Klein kind of evolved too. He found his friends.
But that's it. And that's it.
And then he started a group and stuff like that.
He's in the guild with his friends and he just shows up every now and again. And that's it.
Yeah, that's true. But still, you can't diss him though.
I said this on a podcast years ago where we were talking to SAO and I was like, man, I really wish they would do it where they would do the B-sides with Asuna and SAO Progressive is coming out.
Well, there we go.
But it's like this show moves at such a breakneck pace. Like I want to watch him because Yui's whole function was to deal with psychological and mental health issues of the players.
Yep.
And you don't really see anybody truly dealing with that until she tells you like, oh hey, this is what my functioning is as an AI. Mm-hmm. And then they show flashes of it and it's like, oh well, why didn't you have like maybe Kirito and Asuna should have been at like a really low point when he had to kill that guy, and then that's when Yui pops up.
Yeah.
And then they get married and adopt her, and then maybe like I don't know if you were to do 25 episodes of Aincrad, then kill him or kill her off later.
Yeah, it kind of went like they kind of skipped it as soon as they got married. Then they brought Yui in. Like as soon as they had the house in the forest, and then they found her.
But then like they found her, and then she dies. And he recreates her heart onto his nerve gear, and then they're going fishing the next episode. And it's like
my shit is like this: how you gonna hack the system? But yeah, you can't hack your ass out the.
Yeah, exactly.
You're hacking the system to get a program and formed it into a jewel and gave it to Asuna. But yeah, you can't hack anything else.
Well, apparently he did because remember at the end of Aincrad he dies. He actually died.
He did die. Oh but, shit, like, he did die.
Yui brought him back. She like stopped the nerve gear from killing him and brought him back.
Yeah, that's true.
And then
he took Asuna's sword and stabbed Heathcliff, aka Akihiko Paraba.
Oh God, what was the second half's villain name?
Oh, that freaking dude.
The rapey guy. He must have stopped Asuna from dying. But he must have been monitoring her the whole time. He must have stopped Asuna.
God, I forget his freaking name. He wasn't much of a villain
No,
to me. He was more like a little bitch.
yeah.
Just like
So, Aincrad, for me, if they had to stop at just Aincrad and skipped all of Alfheim Online, this show would still be a 10 out of 10 to me. But then...
Alfheim,
let's get into Alfheim.
Let's just establish. Aincrad, SAO original. I give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
That season, that by itself. Now, the elf, I didn't. The elf, yeah, I did not.
Well,
I did not dig it. Okay, I get the flying elf and magic. Okay, you got all that, but it really was not. It wasn't like SAO. It wasn't like Sword Art. This was like a bootleg version. Kind of like that. Let's be honest. If we're being honest about it, it's a bootleg version because he stole almost everything from Akihiko Kaiba.
I'm not even talking about the game itself, like the season. All right, I can look past the Sweet Home Alabama. It happens in anime all the time. And incest, love interest happen in anime all the time.
Yeah.
It was the unnecessary rapiness of Asuna that made me uncomfortable. Like, I was watching it and I'm like,
yeah, the fucking
I'm uncomfortable. Like, I literally started feeling uncomfortable. I was like, I am so uncomfortable watching this.
the fucking what were they? They're fucking like snails or some shit, like upside down, whatever the fuck they were. Yeah, like what the
everybody
fuck?
was trying to rape Asuna, and I'm
Like, no offense, Asuna's she ain't bad. She hot, but there's always
but
other
it's like just the part was like really weird. I'm probably gonna have to censor.
I mean, it got a little.
I'm probably gonna have to censor out that word, but like,
Yeah, the inappropriate use of having Asuna like in that situation. Yeah,
like,
in that situation was like going real dark. Like it kind of went dark there. I mean,
but like you could have went dark in another way.
That's
and,
true.
Maybe you could have had her suffer like some Stockholm syndrome and like kind of fall in love with the guy a little bit until Kirito shows up or Kirito shows up. But
have that captive.
Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm just watching this and I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable. I cannot wait to get through Alfheim Online. And I feel bad for Sugu. And there's clearly a difference between Sugu and Lifa. Because there is, and this is a bad time for my phone. I want to give me all my notifications in the world, but there's a difference between like Lifa and Sugu. And I like Sugu better as a character than I do Lifa.
Right.
Because Sugu's kind of, she's adorable and she she just wants the best for Kazuto,
But she loves him, and that's her cousin. It's kind of odd. That's kind of awkward, though.
It's kind of awkward, but like when I first saw the anime, when I first saw the Sweet Home Alabama in anime, it shocked me. But now that I've seen it in like 2 billion other anime, I'm like, I'm desensitized from this and whatever. It just happens.
I mean, I don't know, dude. That's your cousin, bro. You can't. That's only so. Like, you can only go so like shit. Like, I'm in love with my cousin. No, you can love your cousin, but not. I've fallen in love with you, and I got over you because I fell in love with Kirito, and he was you the whole damn time. Like, what kind of crap is that? Like,
well, I'm like, how did you not put 2 and 2 like together? Like his voice sounds like your cousin. Like you never thought, this avatar looks like my cousin. Maybe. Oh my god,
that's a good point. You dumbass shit that you.
And the way he was fighting with a sword that whole time, you mean to never tell me that you were like, oh my god, this is Kazuto.
That's true. You saw him. He literally had a kendo battle.
Yeah.
So you didn't like.
It's just awful.
Right.
It's awful. It's
Don't diss her as a character as Lifa.
As a character,
and she was
Lifa's
phenomenal.
Okay. Lifa,
like when she did her battle scenes, like when she would fight, she could fight.
It's weird because Lifa is flat, like as a character, she's just static. But Sugu is like. She has range and emotion.
Yeah, that's true.
It's weird. Like that whole season, and I'm not gonna get started on retcon and all the other characters because they're not even worth mentioning. It's just like my whole part for this podcast is just definitely talking about Aincrad, or this review is just talking about Aincrad.
Yeah, Aincrad. Like season 1, like that's how I get like. Certain seasons of animes are always the best. Like season 1 of a couple animes are like you can't replace it.
Yeah.
But then you do get those other animes, or like for instance Dragon Ball Z season 3. The freaking Frieza saga was one of my favorites.
Cell games for me.
It's like Cell games, but with Frieza, he's that crazy but yet laughable. Like he was always funny.
Yeah.
But he was sadistic as hell. like the Saiyan saga, I didn't really like that much. I ain't gonna lie.
The Saiyan saga was just a setup to tell you that Goku was actually Kakarot and he's the Saiyan.
But
it's like, the first half, there's this drawing of there's this meme drawing going around for Darling in the Frank. I think I'm pronouncing that right. Where it's like the first half and it's like this perfectly beautifully drawn back half of a horse, and it's like the second half is like this kid's front half drawing of a horse. That's how I feel about SAO. Like season 1, it's like Aincrad was this amazing story. You're on your edge of your seat because if you die in the game, you die in the real world. And oh my god, this is insane. And then you get to Alfheim Online, and you're like, well, the stakes are gone. I get he's trying to save Asuna as the deadline is like, but like, also, okay, Asuna gets married to the dude, and then she just wakes up and goes, he was inappropriately touching me inside the game. He's been doing this for years.
But did they get married though?
They did.
They did?
No, he beat the timeline for those two to get married.
Oh, get the hell out of here.
That's why he was trying to stab Kirito in the parking lot.
But you want to know something though? Kirito fucking him up in the parking lot was like one of my favorite scenes because he took a knife and was like, "This is so light," and then just literally bashed his hand.
He gave the same speech with the sword.
Bashed his head in the freaking car door and like had the knife to his throat and was like, "Well, I could kill you right now, but I'm not."
That scene was done so well, followed up with the scene after.
Yes, okay, I give that credit.
That scene was done so well because it finally showed you that he still is dealing with the PTSD of SAO. And he can't put this knife to Kaiba's throat, so you're the next best thing.
Right.
And then the scene after it, when he finally reunites with Asuna, and they're in the they're not the hotel, they're in the hospital bed. And sorry, I was skipping ahead a couple of scenes.
I know.
So you could tell I actually did watch SAO 2 a long time ago. But they're in the hospital and they're sharing that tender moment that they're having, and then like their SAO avatars like appear, and then they hold hands and walk away together, and like the game is finally over. And
then you go to the next episode. They're at school.
Yeah, the imagery for those two, like that whole final sequence right there was great. And then the next scene they're in school. Yeah, they're in school.
But the thing
congratulations on beating SAO, Kirito.
And everything else in life, because because
he's just a golden god. That's my problem with him as a character. He's just this golden god that doesn't really feel or deal with anything. Now I don't know what happens in SAO 3 because I stopped watching after SAO
2. 3 was good. 4.
I heard he's like a vegetable 4. Now or something.
That was in 4.
That was in 4. Okay.
Yeah, that was.
Does he come back?
Underworld. You gotta watch it. I ain't gotta freaking tell you.
I'm not watching.
You gotta watch it. We're gonna watch it eventually. Worst time to get a freaking dang you notifications.
I guess, man. So all right. Let's get to the weirdo meter, because we got some other stuff I want to talk about.
Right.
So, if you were to, what percentage are you putting into the weirdo meter for this?
What are we trying to hit? Like,
you want me to go first?
Yeah.
All right. So, Alfheim Online does drag this down, but my nostalgia defeats how bad Alfheim Online is because I finally come to the terms that I still really do like this show a lot. I mean, a lot. And I'm going to give it probably like a 90 because the first half is just so good. I'm ignoring the second half. I know you can't do that, but I'm giving it a 90. It's got to have a 90.
All right. Like you said, for season 1 was great. Season 2 dropped the ball like dramatically. So I'm gonna give it like a 87. 87 because season 2 dropped like the Alfheim part dropped it like
the
percentage. Now if they were like something real difficult in that season in that part, like I'll bump it up, but it like dropped it. So 87 is like a reasonable grade because Minecraft like held it the most.
We'll say that like the official excuse to be weird score or like
Otaku
Junkies. I'm naming the channel for some reason. The official Otaku Junkies rating would be the Otaku Junkie reviews rating would be what, like a 89 probably?
Yeah, it would go 89.
So it matched what? So it goes Jujutsu Kaisen, SAO, Shield Hero, Madoka Magica then.
Yep, that's how it's going right now.
Oh no, I mentioned it. Oh no.
Oh god.
Oh no!
Oh god!
We got this very nice long book written to us by a very young, lovely commenter that pretty much told us we rated it for now, like in Madoka Magica. So
it's our opinion. It's our opinion. Deal with it.
So I don't know if you guys can see the shirt, but I remember talking about them. I'm gonna make my mic a little loud so you guys can hear me back here. All right, so I talked about this shirt or this company a while ago. Anime Patterns. The guy reached out to me. He wanted to make me something, and this is the shirt I got. It's
Nice.
one of my favorite anime characters ever, Haruhi Suzumiya. Phenomenal anime. If you guys never watched it,
We'll probably do a review on that.
yeah, we'll probably do a review on it. And we, at some point, not anytime soon, but at some point, we'll be giving away this lovely Tanjiro statue here for you guys, because it's a thank you for sitting through and listening to us blabber about old and new anime for, what, a half hour, sometimes 45 minutes.
No more 45 minutes.
Yeah, all right, and we promise no more 45 minutes.
No more
episodes.
45.
We're at 26 minutes right now, and I'm getting a little jumpy because I want to end it soon. But yeah, this nice little statue
There's
here.
a chance that you can win.
There's a chance you guys can win that.
But
because we had a secret word in mind and then I forgot to say it.
but it's part if we hit 100 subscribers, not just right now.
yeah. So we'll probably give it away when we hit like 100 subscribers. The secret word was a lightning flash, by the way, and I forgot to say it. So
we fucked up. It's
yeah,
okay.
so we'll do it for our 100 subscriber giveaway. So if we reach 100 subscribers, we're giving away this nice Tanjiro statue.
He don't like Demon Slayer, by the way. Get him. Roast him. I don't care. Roast him.
I like Demon Slayer.
No, you don't. Don't lie.
I figured out what it was. I like Demon Slayer. I don't like him.
He's the main character. How can you? Okay, we're not
Because
gonna.
he's whiny.
Okay.
All right, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that when that season happens. When that episode happens, I'm gonna.
That episode's gonna happen.
Oh, you are so much trouble right now.
All right, I'll tell you one thing. I like it a lot better than My Hero. All right, guys, we're out of here. We'll see you next time.
All right, bye, guys.